All right, so what I want to do is talk about climate change and pairing it up for our senior citizens. So here's what we're going to do. The first thing that I wanted to look at is I wanted to go back to an iconic image from the 60s, something that a baby boomer or in our demographic would be able to easily recognize. So what I did is I went back and I chose this. This is JFK. JFK on June 10th, 1963 gave a commencement address at the American University. So if you were sitting in that commencement address, you would now be between 74 and 78 years old based upon your time of graduation. So take a look here at the image. The American University, it's got the White House in the background. JFK is obviously an image that is iconic and that what you would represent if you were in that demographic. So in 1963, if you were in college, one of the top songs on the chart was Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan. Also, Peter, Paul, and Mary released it as well. The #1 movie year you probably went to go see was Cleopatra. I was looking at sort of the font here in Cleopatra, and that is something that we could use so far too. But what was interesting to me and what I am going to pair up with for our argument for climate change is in that commencement speech, JFK did the following quote. He said, down here at the bottom, and if we cannot now, let me start over. And if we cannot end now our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. For in the final analysis, our most common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future, and we all are mortal. That's what he said at the commencement address at American University, June 10th, 1963. That was the image here. Now, let's take a look at this image. It pairs up that quote with a flower to make you think about climate change, makes you think about our planet. And again, we have JFK saying, if we cannot end now our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future, and we all are mortal. So, what that quote does is that it addresses our differences in ideology, but it brings together our commonality that we all inhabit the planet. And then it also gets us thinking about our legacy. We're all going to cherish our children's future, and we're all mortal. So it brings into that mindset that, hey, we're not going to be here forever, and we want our world to be better for our future. And what we did now is when he says, if we cannot end now our differences. So we've made it to the point where we as a society have, we put people on the moon, we've made great technological advances, we've in some ways stamped out a lot of racism in our society, bigotry, hatred, but we're at this still point where we still have our differences. Now, if we can come together around the value that we have added by our great advances that people in this demographic made, we then can make the world a better place. Climate change. So I wouldn't necessarily use this quote, but what I would want to do is in the model of this button here, JFK used, is to make a simple button like this. Make our planet great again. Or climate change is real. Now these are just simply blue. And this one is make our planet great again is also blue. But I would like to go back and look at this sort of red, white, and blue image going on here. And then if you were to look at presidential buttons, if you were to look at presidential buttons for JFK, And look at this, there's the red, white, and blue image going around. So if we had, and then even for not everybody particularly like JFK, but if we looked at Nixon for president, and buttons, because we want to hit all of our demographics. We just don't want to hit, so look at this, these buttons. Nixon, we have the red, white, and blue theme. The red, white, and blue theme, the red, white, and blue theme. Nixon's the one, and then we have some other ones. Now, we take climate change is real, and we kind of put them in our either JFK, this sort of red, white, and blue theme. We can either do climate change is real, or we could do make our planet great again. And that hits both demographics. And then we would have a campaign for our senior citizens.